guys, today is our practice PCR where we practice writing a paragraph after listening to a story. So we're going to do it together today. Our objective is I can organize a paragraph to respond to a prompt. Remember, to organize is to make sure we're writing with a topic, first, next, last, and a closing sentence. Many of you have set writing goals to make sure you are writing with an organized paragraph. We will also be checking our work at the end because many of you set goals to make sure your capitals are only at the beginning of your sentence or to make sure that your periods are at the ends of your sentence. So we'll do all of that together today. We are reflective. We are reflective because we want to find ways to be better. So I want you to stop and think about what your writing goal is, and let's make our writing better today. We'll use our self-management skills by making sure we are organizing our thoughts and our writing by taking notes together and writing a paragraph that makes sense. Our central idea, the way that people work together, the way that people work together impacts their community. Now, while we're not working with community helpers in our writing today, we notice that things work together, parts work together in our writing with our paragraph. So we want to remember that our paragraph has 5 main parts that work together to make our writing make sense. We have a topic sentence, which is kind of like our main idea, what it's mostly about. Our first big idea, next big idea, last big idea, and our closing sentence. All right, we are going to be listening to the story Room on the Broom. Some of you maybe have watched this on Netflix in the past. There is a fun video that you can watch later, but it comes from a story written by Julia Donaldson and Axel Scheffler. So today, our writing prompt is after listening to the story Room on the Broom, write a paragraph telling 3 things that happened. So let's go ahead and prepare our writing. Now, I don't have my document camera because I'm recording from home today. So I will be holding up my writing while you write along with me. So we're going to prepare our writing. We always make a circle map with our main idea, what it's mostly about. And today we're mostly writing about the story Room on the Broom. I'm going to write that nice and small so I have plenty of room to take notes. If you need to pause the video to write your main idea, please do. Room on the Broom. This is in your journal. Now, I had to make my own journal. I know this is crazy, but we make it work, guys. We make it work. So I have my pretend journal that I've created. You have your journals there with you, too. So go ahead and write Room on the Broom. All right. I'm going to continue on. If you need to pause the video to be able to see my writing, please do. You always can do that. I'm going to get our video pulled up on YouTube of Room on the Broom. And as we listen, we will take notes together, and I'll share my notes with you. Room on the Broom.
By Julia Donaldson. Illustrated by Axel Scheffler. And read by Alan Mandel. The witch had a cat, and a very tall hat, and long ginger hair which she wore in a plait. Oh, how the cat purred, and how the witch grinned, as they sat on their broomstick and flew through the wind. But how the witch wailed, and how the cat spat, when the wind blew so wildly it blew off the hat. "Down!" cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the hat, but no hat could be found. Then out of the bushes, on thundering paws, there bounded a dog with the hat in his jaws. He dropped it politely.
All right, I'm going to pause it right there because some things have happened in our story. We know that her hat flew off of her head, and then they found a dog. So there are 2 important things I need to write. I'm not writing whole sentences because this is just me taking notes, but I know her hat fell off, so I'm going to write hat. At. Hat. And I also know she found a new character, the dog. Og. Dog. Let's write dog as well. Og. Make sure your D is facing the right way or you'll be writing bog. Pause the video if you need to copy this. Let's keep reading.
Then eagerly said, as the witch pulled the hat firmly down on her head, I am a dog, as keen as can be. Is there room on the broom for a dog like me? Oh, yes, cried the witch, and the dog clambered on. The witch tapped the broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. Over the fields and the forests they flew. The dog wagged his tail, and the stormy wind blew. The witch laughed aloud and held on to her hat, but away blew the bow from her long ginger plait.
All right, we have another thing that happened in our story. Her bow flew away. Let's segment bow. B-O. B-O. Now, it could be an open vowel O, but I know that bow has an O-W at the end. This is a digraph you'll learn about later. Two letters coming together to make one sound. Bow. Remember, pause the video if you need more time to write.
Down, cried the witch, and they flew to the ground. They searched for the bow, but no bow could be found. Then out from a tree, with an ear-splitting shriek, there flapped a green bird with the bow in her beak. She dropped it.
We have a new character, our bird. B-er-d. Bird. Now, if I write B-R, I already know that that blend says br, br. It's not a br-d, it's a bird. To make that sound, we actually need I-R. So B-er-d. B-I-R-d. Bird. Remember, pause that video if you need more time to write.
Lightly, and bent her head low, then said, as the witch tied her plait in a bow, I'm a bird, as green as can be. Is there room on the broom for a bird like me? Oh, yes, cried the witch. So the bird fluttered on. The witch tapped the broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. Over the reeds and the rivers they flew. The bird shrieked with glee, and the stormy wind blew. They shot through the sky to the back of beyond. The witch clutched her bow, but let go of her wand. Down, cried the witch.
All right, she lost another object, her wand. W-a-n-d. Wand. W. Now, the off sound is usually an O, but there's another vowel that can sometimes make that off sound, the A. So we're going to write that A. W-a-n-d. N-d is our ending blend, N-D. W-a-n-d. Pause the video if you need more time to write.
They flew to the ground. They searched for the wand, but no wand could be found. Then all of a sudden, from out of a pond, leapt a dripping wet frog with a dripping wet wand.
We have a new character. We have a frog. Let's segment frog. 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 Og. We learned that og family last week. Og. Frog.
Dropped it politely, then said with a croak, as the witch tried the wand on a fold of her cloak. I am a frog, as clean as can be. Is there room on the broom for a frog like me? Oh, yes, cried the witch. So the frog bounded on. The witch tapped the broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone. Over the moors and the mountains they flew. The frog jumped for joy, and the broom snapped in two.
This is important. The broom snapped and they fell. So let's write that word snap. Segment snap. 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 Now, if I want to say snapped, what suffix would I write that it already happened? Ed. And Blue Group, we've been working on if we add a vowel suffix like ed, or when we added ing, we double the P on our short vowel. So snapped will actually have a double P. Snapped. Snapped. Let's see what happens in the story.
Down fell the cat, and the dog, and the frog. Down they went tumbling into a bog. The witch's half broomstick flew into a cloud, and the witch heard a roar that was scary and loud. I am a dragon, as mean as can be, and I'm planning to have wits and chips for my tea. No! Cried the witch, flying higher and higher. The dragon flew after her, breathing out fire.
All right, let's remember this new character, our dragon segment. Dragon. Dragon. Lots of sounds. Let's do it. Dragon. How many syllables are in dragon? Dragon. Dragon. 2 syllables.
Help! Cried the witch, flying down to the ground. She looked all around, but no help could be found. The dragon drew nearer and, licking his lips, said, Maybe this once I'll have wits without chips. But just as he planned to begin on his feast, from out of a ditch rose a horrible beast. It was tall, dark and sticky, and feathered and furred. It had 4 frightful heads. It had wings like a bird. And its terrible voice, when it started to speak, was a yowl and a growl and a croak and a shriek. It dripped and it squelched and it strode from the ditch, and it said to the dragon, Buzz off! That's my witch!
All right, let's add that word beast. Segment beast. East. E. We're going to use EA. It's a digraph that makes the E sound. East. Beast.
The dragon drew back, and he started to shake. I'm sorry, he spluttered. I made a mistake. It's nice to have met you, but now I must fly. And he spread out his wings and was off through the sky. Then down flew the bird, and down jumped the frog. Down climbed the cat, and "Phew," said the dog. And "Thank you, oh, thank you," the grateful witch cried. "Without you, I'd be in that dragon's inside." Then she filled up her cauldron and said with a grin, "Find something, everyone. Throw something in." So the frog found a lily, the cat found a cone, the bird found a twig, and the dog found a bone. They threw them all in, and the witch stirred them well. And while she was stirring, she muttered a spell. Iggity, ziggity, ziggity, zoo! Then out rose a truly magnificent broom, with seats for the witch and the cat and the dog.
This is important. They just made a brand new broom out of potion in a pot. Let's segment the word broom. B-r-oo-m. Broom. We know the blend that makes br. B-r. Ooh. Digraph O-O. B-r-oo-m. Broom. This is an exciting solution in our ending.
Nest for the bird and a shower for the frog. "Oh, yes!" cried the witch, and they all clambered on. The witch tapped the broomstick, and whoosh, they were gone.
All right, guys, that ends our story. I'm going to stop our story there and make me nice and big so you can see me again. All right, so we have all of our notes. The next step in our writing is that we organize. So I know I had to create my own little journal, but yours looks very similar. To the side on the next page, we're going to organize. So you know how to organize our paragraph, topic, first, next, last, and a closing sentence. So on your page right beside it, now mine folds, but yours doesn't. Organize. Pause the video so that you can organize your paragraph just like mine. If you have stopped pausing, that means you're ready to write our paragraph. Now our topic is the main idea, what our writing is mostly about. And we are mostly writing about room on the broom. So we're going to go ahead and write the words for our topic, room on the broom. Room on the broom. Remember, you can always pause your video so that you can write these words too. Room on the broom. Pause it and write it. Now our topic matches our closing, so we will add that to our closing soon. But now we need our first, next, last. Now what you probably have noticed is that we have way more than just 3 ideas here. So we're going to have to stop and think of what were the 3 most important things that happened in our text. If I'm thinking, the first thing that happened is that we had dog, and we had frog, and we had bird. We had all of these animals joining on the broom. But I don't have enough room in my paragraph to write a sentence about dog, a sentence about bird, a sentence about frog. So I'm going to combine them all together, and I'm going to write that animals wanted to join on the broom. So I'm going to write animals. Segment animals. I, S. 7 letters. We've got lots of sounds here. Here we go. I, mouth. Suffix S means more than one. Animals. There was more than one. Animals. This will help me to write all about that frog and the bird and the dog without having to have 3 whole sentences. The next thing that happened was our big problem. What was the big problem that happened in the story? Yeah, there was a dragon. That's a big problem. So I'm going to add that word dragon. If you don't remember how to spell it, you can look back on your notes or you can look at mine. Dragon. I don't have to segment it again. I already segmented those sounds. Dragon. Now our last big idea, we could write about the beast. We could write about the brand new broom. I think that brand new broom was pretty important. That was a big solution in our story too. So I'm going to go ahead and write broom for my last detail. I already segmented broom on my notes, so I'm just going to write that word broom. You can write it with me. Broom. Got a topic, a first, and a next, and a last. Now my closing is again that main idea, what it's mostly about. So now I have my topic here is going to match my closing. So on my closing, I'm also going to write room on the broom. Matches my topic, room on the broom. All right, what I like to do is color code. Color coding helps me to know how my plan also matches my paragraph. So you know we always need our green and yellow crayons. So go ahead and grab your green and yellow. For our topic and our closing, they are both green because they match. They are our main ideas, what the paragraph is mostly about. Our first, next, and last are our yellow big ideas. It matches our train in our classroom. First, next, last. We've got our topic, first, next, last, and closing. Pause the video so you can do your color coding too before we start our writing. All right, we are ready to continue with our writing. Now we're turning our plan into a paragraph with complete sentences so that we understand. My topic sentence should start with about room on the broom. Many things happened in room on the broom. Count those words. Many things happened in room on the broom. 8 words. Let's do it. Starting with many, capital at the beginning of your sentence. Many, finger space. Whoop, I need to use my space here. Things, many things happen, finger space between, and happened. Pause the video. Remember, if you need more time to write anything that I am writing. Many things happened in the, so we're going to write in finger space, the, those are some kindergarten sight words that we remember. In the story, story. Remember, we are learning this week about the Y can make a different vowel sound at the end of a word. Many things happened in the story. Room, capital because it's the title of our story. Room on the broom. That I can copy straight from my notes. Period at the end. I'm going to stop and let you copy. Many things happened in the story. Room on the broom. Period. That's what our writing is mostly about. That's our main idea. I know that this matches my topic, so it can be underlined in green. Many things happened in the story. Room on the broom. Pause the video if you are not finished writing. All right, if you are unpaused, you are ready for our first big idea. It's about animals, but I can't write first animals, I need to make sure that my writing is a full, complete sentence. So I might write, first, animals joined on the broom. First, animals joined on the broom. Say it out loud with me. First, animals joined on the broom. All right, now let's write it. Make sure you are speaking before we write to make sure it makes sense. Capital F at the beginning of our sentence for first, comma. Many, or no, animals, excuse me, I don't have an eraser on mine. First, animals, I can copy that from my plan here. First, animals joined, joined, on the line going underground. Oi is O-I. We haven't learned about that diphthong yet, but we will. Oi, join. What suffix do I add to make it say joined? E-D, good. First, animals joined on the broom. Finger space between. On, finger space. The, finger space. Oh, I have the word broom right here. I can copy it over. Broom. Period at the end. First, animals joined on the broom. Now I know that this matches my first big idea. I'm going to underline it yellow to match my plan. Just underlining it. Pause the video so that you can finish writing. All right, if you have pressed play, you are ready for our next big idea. It says next dragon. I need a full, complete sentence. So I might say, next the dragon scared the witch. Say it with me. Next the dragon scared the witch. Now, I have some of you who have set a goal to write adjectives, which are describing words. So instead of just saying dragon, I might say next, the big dragon scared the witch. That word big is an adjective. So I'm going to add that in for my students who are making sure they add adjectives this next time. Capital at the beginning, next comma. Capital to start our sentence. Next comma. A big, b-I-g, b-I-g, on the line going underground. I have the word dragon here so I can copy it without having to segment again. The dragon. Next, a big dragon scared. Scared. D. Suffix ed means it already happened. Oh, I don't have very much space there. I need to be careful with my spacing. If I had a pencil right now, I would erase and make that some more space. I'm using a marker so you can see my writing better. Next, a big dragon scared the witch. Itch. Witch. Itch. After a short vowel, our ch is a T-C-H. Period at the end. Next, a big dragon scared the witch. Period at the end. This matches my yellow big idea, so I'm underlining it yellow to match my plan. Pause the video if you need more time to write your next big idea. Now, my last big idea says broom. And I remembered I wanted to write a sentence about their new broom. Last they made a new broom. New is an adjective that describes the broom. Last they made a new broom. 6 words. Capital at the beginning for last. Last, comma, last, they. They is a sight word. Finger space between. T-H-E-Y. It does not follow your rules for sounding it out. So we just have to know that's how we spell that sight word. Last they made. M-A-D. M-A-D. Now that says mad. To make sure it says made, I need a magic E to make the A say A. Last they made, finger space between, a, finger space between, new, finger space between, broom. We know how to spell broom. We've spelled it a couple times in our writing. Period at the end. Last they made a new broom, period. I'm going to color code that yellow to match my plan. If I look back at my plan, I can see that I have my topic. I wrote my first big idea, my next big idea. Now I wrote my last big idea. I don't want to forget my closing. Some of you wrote amazing paragraphs but forgot to close it last time. Our closing is our main idea again. As you can see, many things happened in the story. Starting with a capital A at the beginning, as, it's a sight word we know, you, sight word, finger space, can, as you can, finger space, see, oh, I'm having a hard time juggling, see, comma, as you can see, comma, many, I'm going to copy, many things happened in the story. So I'm going to copy it right over here. Oh, excuse me. Many, finger space between, many, finger space, things happened, finger space, in space, the space, story, period at the end. Now, you may need to pause your video. I have been writing for many, many years, so I'm a little bit faster. But you might need to pause so that you can write it neatly. My closing is green, just like my topic, so I'm going to color code it with my green. I'm going to check it off my paragraph plan. Now, when you are writing by yourself, a really important step to take is to read your paragraph when you are finished. Put your fingers ready on that first word. I want you to read and track along with me. Check to make sure you have all the words you need. Many things happened in the story room on the broom, period. First, comma, animals joined on the broom, period. Next, comma, a big dragon scared the witch, period. Last comma, they made a new broom, period. As you can see, comma, many things happened in the story, period. Now we're going to do our check. We said we were going to be reflective on our writing and make sure that we haven't forgotten anything. So grab your crayons. First thing we're going to do is use a blue to make sure our capital letters are only at the beginnings of our sentences or the name of our title. So we have one at the beginning, so we're going to circle our capital in blue. Many things happened in the story. Now, room and broom get capitals because they are the name of our story. Period at the end. First gets a capital, first comma, animals joined on the broom, period. No other capitals in that sentence. Now, some of you like to do capital L's. Be careful and check those. Erase if they're capital and they shouldn't be. Next comma, a big dragon scared the witch, period. Only capital was next at the beginning of my sentence. Last, that's a capital. Last comma, they made a new broom, period. Starting a new sentence with a capital A. Oh, that's hard to see, isn't it? As you can see, many things happened in the story. A couple of my crayon marks aren't showing up well, so I'm going to use a marker to make sure you can see all my capitals circled. Now in this part, if I found a capital that shouldn't be capital, I need to stop and use my eraser. Next color you will need is an orange. Now if you're still working, please pause your video and make sure you get everything you need. But we're going to use an orange next. We're going to use an orange to make sure our punctuation is at the end, period. Many things happened in the story room on the broom, period. Period at the end of your thought. First comma, animals joined on the broom, period. Next, a big dragon scared the witch, period. Last, they made a new broom, period. That's hard to see. As you can see, comma, many things happened in the story, period. Now, you will notice my periods don't just come at the end of the line on the page, they come at the end of my whole complete sentence. So you must read to make sure your periods are in the right spot. All right, now the last thing we want to do, we're going to add something to our checking. We have some students who are ready for adjectives or describing words in their writing. So I want to go back and circle those describing words, those adjectives, big and new. Those are two words that are describing words or adjectives. So if that's your goal, make sure you always go back and check to see if you've added one or two adjectives to your writing. Take a moment to finish your writing. Nice job today, guys. You are able to write a complete paragraph, and tomorrow you'll get to do it on your own. Take a break. Good job. Take a picture of it. Send it to me on Class Dojo.